Hey guys, Kuzmar here, back in another video. In this video today, we're going to be exploring the sacrifice of an artist. What could it be? Nah, but with all jokes aside, those are definitely two words most people wouldn't imagine hearing together. And I mean, for good reason. Art would sound something more like creative, passion, exciting, fun, even innocent, although we all know that's not always true, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, anyways, back on track. As much as art and sacrifice don't sound like they go with each other, just like everything in life, whether big or small, there's some sort of sacrifice given. And just like in every other case, art is no exception. No, but for real, no exception for art. Man, I really need to stop with these voices. Anyways, so what are the sacrifices of an artist and why are we talking about it? For one, those of us who've already experienced the suffering and sacrifice of being an artist, pity party in the comment section, let's go. Nah. And second, it's for you aspiring artists looking to become professionals one day, just to let you know the suffering and horror you're gonna go through. No kidding, it's not that bad. But jumping directly into the first two because they go hand in hand, I gotta say time and relationships. And the way I kind of lump these two together is it takes a lot of time to get good at drawing. And more often than not, how many of you guys have found yourself deciding to draw instead of going to hang out with somebody? How many are raising your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, the sheer amount of time you spend trying to get good, or you're already at your professional job spending that time, ends up hindering some relationships. Like for examples, how many times has this stuff happened to you guys with maybe girlfriends, wives, sadly kids, even maybe your pets? Oh, I forgot boyfriends and husbands, they matter too, I guess. But it's not all doom and gloom. It's obviously possible to allocate your time, it's just very difficult. And I gotta say, most artists aren't the best at allocating their time. No, yeah, I'm looking at you, Calvin, over there. So to wrap up the time and relationship portion, sadly there are many professional artists and there are actually some very famous painters that are well known for having very bad relationship problems because of their passion for art. But there are also some examples of very successful artists with very successful relationships as well. So it's possible, guys, I promise. It does help being around the right friend group and also making sure you try to make time for family. And now to the most relatable portion of them all, sanity. And the little categories that I thought up to put underneath this one is art block, imposter syndrome, and never feeling good enough about your work. And I just want to say something to the aspiring artists. If you've ever had the thought to yourself, man, if only I was that good, everything would be fixed. It doesn't get any better, all right? You may be able to draw better, but unless you're super conceited or something, very rarely is anything ever good enough. But it's always important to try to lock up that little beast inside your head that's always telling you it's not good enough, and sometimes pat yourself on the back, you know? And weirdly enough, learn how to have a good relationship with yourself and be completely honest. Know when to pat yourself on the back and know when to be fully critical and harsh. And yeah, now for art block. I've been asked a lot about this in the past and actually pretty recently as well. And I kind of have a strange stance on it, and it's based on one of the artists that I looked up to for a long time, and I watched him, and then also some of my own personal experiences. So with art block, the way I kind of break it down is in two sections. A drawing skill problem, and then the other one is some sort of underlying real life problem. For the skill portion, it's mostly for the ones that say, I can't draw because I have art block. If you're skilled enough, you can draw what you want on demand. So art block isn't what's blocking you from being able to draw something. And I do want to make a distinction between the term art block and being uninspired. I think they're close, but not quite the same. I do believe being uninspired can be part of the result of art block though. And for the other portion, having some other real life problems, it kind of wraps into being uninspired a little bit. You could have something going on at home, some relationship problems, personal problems, something that might be nagging at you that you don't even know is nagging at you that's taking you out of the mood. And that's happened to me multiple times throughout my journey as an artist so far. And that's why I would always suggest skill over inspiration any day. Don't wait for the inspiration, just learn the skill. But I don't know, what do you guys think about my take on art block? I'm curious, and I'm also always open for new opinions. Anyways, and now for the mystery fourth one under sanity that I didn't tell you about.
Oh dang, he's got a plot twist coming. Oh yeah, I think you're right, man.
Burnout. Okay, well, enough of that. Just in case you didn't hear me, it's burnout. Now, I feel like this one's actually really huge. Doesn't matter what level of artist you are, intermediate all the way up to professional. I feel like at some point you will eventually experience burnout. And this can link all the way back to the time portion, with how much work we put in to strive to get better, do better at our job, or if you're a newer artist and you put in a bunch of time early on to get better faster, you can burn out. And regardless of either situation, if you push yourself hard enough, sometimes that burnout can turn into a bit of disdain for art. And the rest to kind of like recuperate and bring yourself back just takes even longer. So there's ups and downsides of being a workaholic. And the craziest thing is this is the one that I feel like everyone is eventually gonna run into, and it's also the easiest one to fix. Take some breaks sometime. Recuperate. Okay, so I called burnout the ultra secret fourth one that I didn't say in the beginning, and that is true, but I also didn't go over imposter syndrome. And this is why. This is the definition of imposter syndrome. The persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. I don't think I've ever actually experienced this. I've definitely mentioned this in other videos and streams. I'm a very slow learner, like really slow. Like might be a little bit on some sort of spectrum slow. And the only thing I was ever good at was sports, and that was the one thing I decided not to do. But yeah, so I decided not to take that as a victim mentality, and I just tried to put in more hours than everyone else around me. It was extremely grueling, and I fought tooth and nail for every skill I have, so I definitely feel like I earned it, at least in my own heart. And to be completely honest, I wouldn't change any of it. It made me who I am today, and if I can do it, I know you guys can do it. Come on, bro, I believe in you. And sadly, I don't have any advice for imposter syndrome, but if someone does have any imposter syndrome and they wanted to ask in the comment section if anyone has some suggestions that are good for them, definitely hit them up if you see it. And for the final and last one, it is health. Not just are artists known for having pretty bad diets, but also on top of that, sitting at our desks as long as we do, and especially if you work in the industry of art, and then you come home and sit at a desk again just to do some of your own personal stuff, that's more sitting around. It's very bad for your health. And of course, we all know the solution to this: get out, take a run, exercise, that type of stuff. But earlier on, when you're in your teenage years and 20-year-old years, you kind of push yourself to the limit. And sometimes if you push yourself too hard, things can happen. And sometimes it can happen sooner or later. I've seen people that push themselves too hard before they're even 20 and have health issues. And then I myself pushed myself too hard and started getting carpal tunnel. And yeah, if there's any old subscribers here, you might remember me promoting like pushing yourself to the limit. And there are times to actually do that, but you have to know when to do it and when to actually take breaks and stay healthy. I used to promote just go, go, go until I kind of broke myself, and I realized I was like, I can't promote something like that. I don't want that to happen to other people. So remember, take breaks and take care of yourself, even if it's 10 minutes between things. As much as we want to be the shonen character that can just beat themselves up, yeah, it didn't work like that. Take your 10-minute break. You can get back to the grind after that, all right? And that concludes my list of the sacrifices of an artist. If you guys have any sacrifices that I didn't mention, definitely shoot that in the comments section below. And for those people that are out there thinking to themselves, well, this could happen in pretty much any job, you do realize there are people out there that think having a job as an artist is pretty much us just sitting there with the pencil giggling all day like a 5-year-old. No, it ain't like that. Well, in any case, I did want to let you guys know if you like the sketches in the background, they'll all be on my Patreon, as well as over 732 other sketchbook pages already available on there, and some new anatomy sheets dropped and more coming. I'd like to take this chance to give a huge thanks to all my Patreons, big and small. You guys are awesome and help me be able to do what I do. And I can't forget a special thanks to my Chuny and Jonin tier Patreons. Well, hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new here, please subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when each video comes out. And like always, guys, hopefully you guys have a good day or night wherever you live. I'll see you next time. Peace.